For this video, I'm going to be going over the image tracking software for the BouncingBallLab for the ASEN 2003 course. We give you two methods within the document. You can see them both here under Appendix A. The first method is something that you're going to have to go do on your own, although we do have a PDF tutorial that you can use. This is the method I'm going to be using, which is the Logger Pro, which we have a tutorial for that also, and the tutorial PDF goes over everything I go over, so if you just want to go through this, then that'll be plenty. So let's just get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is make a video. The video, a couple important things is to have a set stationary camera. I would not hold this on your own. I would rest it against something. It's not going to be very long, but if your camera's moving, then you're not going to have accurate results at all. Within your frame, you need to clearly see the meter stick or whatever ruler you decide to use. And then also you need to record the height of the ball that you drop it from. So that's important. And then another thing is this video needs to be uploaded to a computer. You'll need the actual video file, so don't put it on YouTube or anything. You'll actually need the video file. So here's the video that I have. It's about 20 seconds, so I'll just let it play through. Well, it's 5 seconds, not 20. There you go. So as you can see, the camera was stationary. And there's only a couple bounces. You don't need to let it go for too long. Honestly, you really only need one bounce, but I'd probably let it go for a bit because it's only a 5-second video. What could 2 or 3 extra bounces do? Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to do is convert the file. So we'll need to be in VLC Media Player, go to Media, Convert/Save, and then Add. Go find your video, which I have it saved in my BouncingBallLab folder for Bouncing Ball, and I select it. Now we convert/save. So the first thing we're going to want to do is select the profile. You're going to need the video-H.264 plus MP3 MP4. Select that and then go into settings. Under encapsulation, you need to make sure that MP4/MOV is selected, and then for video codec you need to make sure that MPEG-4 is selected, and then for bitrate select input 15,000 KB per second, and then for frame rate 50 frames per second. These values aren't really set. You can probably toy around with those, but really it doesn't matter. I would just use those and move forward. Also, you'll want to make sure, this is how it'll look when you first go, you'll want to make sure that this audio is unchecked, because we don't need audio, we're just analyzing the video footage. Now everything's set, so we can hit save. The last thing we got to do is select our destination files, so we choose Browse, and it'll pop up our little box to find it. So the important thing here is that it apparently doesn't work if you try to save it to desktop. So have a folder. I have created my folder specifically for this reason. And then go into the folder, and I'm going to call this test video post convert. And then hit save. And now everything's ready for us to hit start. So the timeline bar is the progress. So once this reaches the full time, it's completed its conversion, and you can go into our folder and see that we have both pre-convert and post-convert. You can go ahead and select the video and watch it. It's really not much different other than the fact that there's no sound, so it's pretty straightforward. And now that you have converted, the next thing you can do is open Logger Pro. It's going to be on all the ITL computers. Open up Logger Pro, and now we need to go to Insert, Movie, and then select your converted movie. So here's the post-convert, and I will open that. This will take a moment to load, and once it loads, we can start our video analysis. Alright, it's about to change the video, but it looks like it finally came through. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need to do is go down to this button and click Enable Video Analysis, which is what this button is. And now we have all these options up on the side. So the first one we're going to need to do is, actually the very first thing I would do is go through here, because you know the first couple seconds of the video I haven't dropped the ball yet. And so it's really important for you to get close to that point, because you're going to have to go frame by frame and select these. So I would go ahead and get close to where the ball starts to drop. So you can see that's where the ball starts to move, the finger gets released. And so I'm going to select that. Alright, so now the first thing we're going to want to do is go over here to Set Origin, select that. And then you want to click on the top of the ball. There you go, that's a good enough point. And then we need to set scale, which is this. And this is where our meter stick comes in handy. So I know that from the bottom to this point right here is going to be 6 inches. And there we go. And we say that it's 6 inches. Okay. And that's the last thing we need to do before we get into the tedious act of adding points for each frame. So now we're going to select Add Point, which is this guy, and then we go over and click on the top of the ball. And then it will automatically move forward a frame, so as you can see the ball hasn't moved. Moving forward a frame still hasn't moved, which is where the previous step of sliding that over is really important, because you would be doing this for a while. It looks like I'm doing this for a while anyways. There we go. Oh, this is not good. Alright, there you go. Now we're starting to see movement. And so you just want to go each frame and select the top of the ball. As you go, there's going to be more and more motion blur. There's nothing you can do about that, so just do your best estimate. And I'm just going to go through really quick, because I'm not going to be analyzing this data, so the accuracy is not really important. I'm going to go through here. We get the first bounce. There we go, and then we're moving back up. And that's pretty solid for one bounce right there. So I'm going to say that's enough for the set of data. As you can see, our X and Y right here. So now we can go File. Where is it? Export as. What is it? Export as, and then text. I'm going to put that in the same folder, and I'll call this Logger Pro Data. There we go. Open this up, pull up our file. As you can see that we now have a text file right here, and I'll open this with Notepad. As you should always do, check your data right away. So as you can see, we have our information, and you can start doing analysis using the location you dropped, the height at which you dropped it, and then all of this information will be used to calculate the coefficient of restitution.